All right, we're rolling. And today I am joined by Tony from Airsoft New Brunswick.
Hey,
How's it going?
good, good. How are you doing?
I'm awesome, man. It's a sunny day here in Penticton, so I can't complain. Um, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, Tony?
Yeah. As you said, Airsoft New Brunswick. So I am on the East Coast of Canada. Um, Specifically myself, I'm in St. John. So down in southern New Brunswick is where I am. And that is for the time being, that's where like a lot of the airsoft or Airsoft New Brunswick happens is kind of southern New Brunswick more so, but hopefully one day, that expands more. But yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been playing for?
Since 2019.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh, yeah, 7 years.
Right in the COVID hit there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you got sorry, go.
it's been good though. Yeah, it's been good. Even
Nice.
even during COVID, we were kind of lucky in the fact that the regulations and stuff in place here, and because we're outdoor fields most of the time, we still were able to have some games, just not on the scale we normally would. So we didn't have to go like a whole year or anything without airsoft, like some people might have, but yeah, so
Yeah.
still sad times in the maritime, so either way.
Right. And did Bill C-21 affect you guys much? That's kind of right about that
Um,
same time.
yeah, so not a huge effect directly. Something we did participate directly in kind of like, fighting against and stuff like that. I did on our YouTube channel for Airsoft New Brunswick, we kind of spread the message. One of the staff members, Ian, he's friends with Deadly Slob, who is pretty decently large streamer on Twitch. And he let us, use his platform to kind of spread the message about Bill C-21, and kind of, what it was doing to Airsoft and just as a whole. And if there's something, you yourself didn't agree with, then please, say something about it and, you know, do something accordingly. So, and luckily that kind of got binned and things went smoothly. Um, as a case with anything, there can always be something on the horizon that might pop up, so it's something we always think about. And, we always have, stuff on the back burner if things went south of, ways we can still make airsoft happen and that. But, especially with Bill C-21, the big issue seemed to be like sales. It was kind of a thing where if you had the equipment, you already had the replicas, the gear, everything like that. Like, you could still play on private land and stuff like that. It was just more so future sale, being able to get parts, being able to get repairs done. Maybe advertising those events publicly might have become an issue, etc. Right. Um, so it was a scary time, but I think overall the community in Canada, I think the people playing airsoft, like they're pretty close knit. And I think it was a good show of kind of the communities coming across, together across Canada at that time, especially to kind of speak against it. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was a
that was
good
cool to
job.
see.
It was
I
it was
did,
cool to see.
that was it.
Yeah.
That, and I think that was a positive thing that came out of it was I think the airsoft communities that do exist, the clubs and fields and everything across like Canada, I think it did kind of get people talking more and being introduced to people they maybe didn't talk to before and just kind of, events happening and stuff like that. So connections made. So
Yeah.
there was positives, even though it was a tough go for a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so you've been playing since 2019.
Yep.
What do you get out on the field much? Do you get to play
Yeah.
yourself?
We're pretty lucky. We play so officially on our schedule, we do bi-weekly games. So basically once April hits, our season will start up and we go until like the start of December. During the winter, we do some indoor.
Oh,
There's a hotel in the city that has a laser tag arena, and
okay.
they actually let us rent that out when they're closed in like the nighttime. So we play like 8 p.m. to like 1 a.m. in like laser tag and basically do like 5 versus 5 CQB. It's very intense, very small arena, like it's like a little maze almost. If you look up Chalk Airsoft, which is one of our staff members, he has quite a few videos from that arena of him playing first person view, and yeah, you can
Oh, I'll
kind
have
of
to
see
check
it.
it out.
It's cool, but it
Nice.
is maybe not the best place for someone playing for the very first time, but yeah.
Cool. Well, tell me about Airsoft New Brunswick. I mean, how long has the club been around? How big are you? What goes on there?
So yeah, we've been around since 2009. Um, as I said, I started playing in 2019. So basically, Airsoft New Brunswick started with Tabo, and some other guys here, who basically they live up in the Keswick area, which is north of Fredericton, if you know New Brunswick at all. And it was just a small group of guys just wanted airsoft to happen, wanted to play airsoft, started playing little events in fields and land owned by them. And it just kind of built up from there, from like, word of mouth, stuff like that. And the first time I played was actually their 10-year anniversary game, is what got me into airsoft, because I had been looking for about like probably a year for airsoft to play locally. Um and Tabo, love Tabo, our OG of the club, started the club, but he was not as into the social media and stuff like that and how to kind of like market that stuff. So he was posting basically Kijiji ads to kind of like try to get people, and Kijiji's aware when you see a post on Kijiji, it's like, hey, mate, meet me in this field, play airsoft from some random guy. Like, it's not the most enticing. Um, but no, I gave it a shot. I basically, yeah, I saw a post on Kijiji, and I 10-year, A and B airsoft anniversary. So I emailed and I was like, hey, like, how do I get there? Like, where is it? Right. And it was quite literally this random piece of land out in Fredericton. I couldn't even tell you how to get there. I have no idea where it was. It was just some random place we played at. They had rented like a military like Humvee for the day that basically had the big gunners turret and stuff like that on the top. Um, and yeah, they played this op where it was you had this Humvee rolling up and down the road, and you're trying to like basically take the Humvee, control it for like a certain amount of time, get points that way, etc. Right? And for me, the thing that sold me was I was in the Humvee, we were riding down the road, kind of slowed down because some guys threw some smokes out in the road. Humvee's only going like less than 5 kilometers an hour, anyways, right? So it slows right down. And I'm looking up the gunner's turret, thinking I'm clever. This guy jumps in the side door and he shoves a shotgun right into the side of me, right into my thigh. And he's like, just surrender and I won't pull the trigger. And I bent down and I was like, that's the coolest fucking thing that's happened to me in like many years. Like it was intense, man. It was like, yeah, it was closest thing to a real life video game is
Yeah.
like, what sold me on it, right? And I think that's for a lot of people, that's what kind of draws them in, play video games, play first person shooters, whatever it may be. And it's just kind of it's that intense, fast gameplay, right? It's yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think also like uh some of the stuff that I like to promote is just, that thinking on your feet, that decision making under
Oh
under
yeah.
duress. A lot of people aren't exposed to anything like that. So when you sort of get into airsoft and all of a sudden there's all this stuff going on around you, people are shooting at you and you've got to make these like tactical decisions on, do I move? Do I lay down? Do I just give up? What happens here, right?
I think that's what makes me a big fan of like limited ammo and like pistol
Mm,
matches, because like not having that reserve of like thousands of BBs and really having to like plan your shots and be clever about movement and stuff like that. That's, I don't know. I
yeah.
think that's what really makes airsoft shine for me, but
Yeah. And what role do you normally play when you're out there?
uh honestly, if you would ask me a few years ago, it would have been different. Nowadays, I pretty much like to. You rarely see me run. Nowadays, I'm more of I enjoy taking my time, using angles, knowing the field, just basically slowly working up on people, flanking. I
Yeah.
like, I like the slow game,
Yeah.
but a few years ago, yeah, way more. I think I had more energy then. Just way more would have been just diving through a window head first and,
Right.
try to get right up on them. But I played paintball when I was younger, like, when I was in middle school, early high school. I even went to paintball camp 2 years in a row. They had that here. So that was cool, but, like, airsoft, for me at least, hurts way less. Like, the pain level in airsoft is, like, I don't know, man. I will give it to paintballers. I think they might be tougher in the sense that that shit hurts, man. I don't know I think it hurts worse, but you get a good ear shot or a knuckle shot, you might change your mind some days, but, it's
Right.
if someone's looking for someone that's, something that's not necessarily an organized sport, that's more casual and lean back, but you're still getting, like, a lot of exercise, and, I think a big thing also is, like, exactly that, being able to play at your own play style. Um, that's, like, a huge thing for airsoft, right? Like, it's of course, you can go to specific events like Milsim, like speed soft events, stuff like that, right? And you're gonna be more geared towards a very specific style of play. But when you go to just general events, just like open events, that are happening that, might happen in Toronto at the fields there or out west in the fields there or here, right? It's just guys running around shooting the shit, shooting
Yeah.
guns, shooting each other. It's very much play at your own pace.
Yeah.
There's no real stakes, at hand.
Yeah.
So it's
It is.
just,
It is
yeah.
a choose your own adventure. You can, and I think what you're describing is that progression that a lot of players do go through as well. You see the newbies and they're out, let's charge head on, full bore, right up the center. And then the sort of the more experienced, mature players, they're like, nope, let's just hang back a bit, see how this progresses. I'm just gonna, move off to the side, get a better angle, get a little more tactical here.
No, I would say that, yeah, it definitely, there's so many different play styles you can take, and like with the availability of like the replicas we have for like allowing those different play styles to exist, that's really cool. That's really fun. That's what drew
Yeah.
me to airsoft a lot, even more so is, the guns look like guns. That's fun, we all play FPS, we all watch movies, it's kind of cool to, play around with the thing that normally you wouldn't be playing with as a toy, right? So it's fun. It's
Yeah.
legal way to shoot your friends. It's, yeah, good exercise. Um, but yeah, a lot of different types of, replicas out there, a lot of different types of like play styles. Um, we don't I it's not that I would say milsim doesn't happen at all here. But it's not something I would say is happens on a large scale here.
Mm,
I would say like out west and that is way more dominant for milsim. I think it's just the nature of the fields here. Um, as I said, the diverseness of the players. Just the layout of our land. You know what I mean? As I say, we're down in South New Brunswick. New Brunswick is big province, and we don't get as many, people as our Discord could lead you to believe. You go on our
right.
Discord, we have 900 people in there.
Yeah.
We don't have 900 people showing up to a game, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
it's um it's good though. It's still fun.
What kind of turnout do you get on a regular
Um,
basis?
I would say nowadays we get during the height of the season, we get 50 to probably 80 players at least.
Wow. That's a
For
good number.
our large events, so we do spring break and we do weekend bash.
Yep.
And basically, weekend bash always happens on Labor Day weekend at the end of summer. Spring break happens sometime April, May. I forget what it is on schedule right now. But yeah, that's a 3-day event, and that draws like we've had like 150 plus people show up for that, and we've had
Yep.
people travel from like Ontario. People often come from PEI, Nova Scotia, to our events. Um, we luckily we have a pretty good, like, I guess, image around us of like the events we host and like the kind of stuff we do. So like Yeah, a lot of good word of mouth, a lot of new I I don't think we've ever had an event where there hasn't been someone new at the event.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, it's always yeah, it's
Yeah.
growing for sure.
And from what I've seen, like, it looks like you guys have a fairly decent facility now, like, you're not playing out in some random field anymore. Is that
No, so we have, we're mostly in Moncton right now, just because of availability for fields and stuff like that. We're in talks with, other people trying to figure stuff out, but we have Atlantic Extreme Paintball. That's probably one of our home fields, which has now, because we've been playing so much airsoft there, is I believe Atlantic Extreme Paintball and Airsoft
nice?
officially. I think he did rebrand it officially recently. So, and he will be hosting some of his own airsoft events in addition to the A&B events, which we're 100% for. We A&B, just to be clear, is something that exists in like heart and soul alone. We are not a nonprofit. We're not any registered organization. We are literally a group on Facebook and Discord and a few people that, you know, contact field owners and set up events and put the word out. And we're like, if you want to come play airsoft, show up. That's pretty
Grassroots
much it,
clubs.
right?
Yeah. I really do think that is the majority of airsoft in Canada are
Yeah.
grassroots clubs that form like you do and make games on a weekly basis.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way to go about it. Like obviously fields should be hosting their own events, like promoting their own events, doing their own airsoft, paintball, whatever they may do to make sure that they're able to function and run, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's a really great idea in general to have clubs like Airsoft New Brunswick that try to, at least for a region, have games between those different fields. And that also fosters, a connection between field owners, and allowing them, instead of seeing each other as competition, they can, you know, they realize that there is benefit to working together and kind of, if the community dies or if paintball dies, if airsoft dies, if anything like that dies, that no longer allows that field to function as whatever kind of extreme sport field it wants to be, then that's it, right? So
Yeah.
it's it's important, and that's kind of our whole thing is just community is we're just very open, we're very welcoming, like literally, whoever you may be, doesn't matter, like come play, we'll help you out, we'll get you set up. We a few years ago we were still an 18 plus only club, and then over the years we've relaxed that, and basically each year we kind of like lowered it a little bit to see how things go. So we're at the point now where basically, yeah, pretty much a kid of like at almost any age, we're fine with playing as long as their parent is present with them or their guardian. If you're 16 or older, as long as you have signed permission from a parent or guardian, then like you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically if you're 14 and under, we kind of ask that like someone plays with you on the field just to kind of like make sure like, you know, um the fields aren't small, they also aren't big, but they're big enough that, you get hurt and someone's not around to help you, then, we just, that's something we don't want, right?
Yeah.
So, but honestly, the kids that have been coming, we call them the Boy Scouts. All the young kids, anyone, under 18, they're Boy Scout and Discord and that, and, they're all really great, honestly. I don't think we've had a single issue with, like, anyone 18 and under, like, whatsoever with any kind of, like, behavior, anything like that. They're all pretty, like, kosher
Yeah.
and that's the other thing too is, like, here, at least, like, if you're getting to an airsoft field 2 hours away out in the middle of nowheres, it's probably, like, your parents bringing you anyways. So, like, they're a little bit more, oversight, but
Yeah,
it's
and
it's
I think
good. So
yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is, don't necessarily close your doors to the younger generation because you need someone to, keep the flag up one day for the
That's
sport.
right.
So,
Yeah, us
yeah.
us old guys aren't gonna last much
Yeah,
longer.
so
No, I think I agree with you, and I think that's good information to hear your age limits. We've sort of adopted something really similar here in Penticton to our small club. And I do find, like you're saying, like those younger guys that come out, they're just happy to be there.
Yeah.
So they're on their best behavior. They're learning. They're usually asking questions. Sometimes they're a little shy, but really they're just happy to be out and play and get excited about it because it's something they've been watching on YouTube for probably a year before their mom even let them out the door to go do it. Right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's always really cool when they get to, like, try it out for the first time. You see,
Yeah.
like, the smile, right? So
Yeah. So, is Discord your like the best way to get hold of Airsoft New Brunswick if people are looking for a game to join up on?
yeah, so basically we do have a website, airsoftnb.com. Our .ca got bought out from under us, and the
Oh,
person who bought it out was trying to sell it back for like thousands of dollars. So we're
right.
just not doing that right now.
Yeah.
So that's fine. We have a Facebook group, Airsoft New Brunswick, and the Discord. Um, we don't have a solid Discord link that like maintains
Mm,
100% because of the nature of Discord. Um, so the Facebook group is the best way. We keep an active one at the top of it at all times,
okay.
for people to join. And we also have a YouTube page, which we try to post some content on, but
Yeah.
aren't always the best at. But
Yeah. No, it looks good. I was there watching some videos just the other day. So, and I will post, I'll post the Facebook link, in this video. So people want to get
yeah,
hold of the club, they can
yeah, for
go in
sure.
there. Yeah. Awesome. And I know you mentioned you had a couple upcoming events. Anything you wanted to promote or talk about?
Yeah, so let me just pull up my schedule real quick. So we got our season opener will be April 12th. And that's gonna be at Atlantic Extreme, which is in St. Paul, St. very famous St. Paul, which is just, a little bit past Moncton, not too far. So if you're in Moncton, especially, you can get there no problem. But yeah, that'll be a 1 day event going from probably around 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that'll probably just kind of be a casual kind of day, just some mini games, hanging out, getting people ready for the season, make sure everyone's guns are working correctly, making sure everything up to snuff. Yeah, and then yeah, I said we have one every 2 weeks after that. And then May 22nd to 24th will be spring break.
Hmm,
And that'll be a basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. You can come, you can camp out overnight. Um, if you actually go on Google Maps and you look up Atlantic Extreme Paintball, if you look at the satellite view, the last satellite image taken was actually during one of our weekend bash events. So you can see all the cars and all the tents and everything all set up on
nice.
the field and stuff. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that's got, most of the amenities you'd need if you're traveling and you gotta, you can camp out for the night, bring a tent. We may this year, we will make an announcement about it if it gets all set up, but we did purchase basically they're repurposed military like sleeping like lodges that they would set up like in the winter. So they're
Yeah.
like at the full insulated walls and like ceiling doors and stuff.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of those and they got brought to the field last year on the truck. And I think they're all unloaded now. But I think they still got to be fully set up. But once they're fully set up, we will have those available for people to also sleep in. So if you're
Nice.
traveling and you don't have like a tent and stuff like that, you need
Yeah.
a building to sleep inside of, then, at least if you got a sleeping bag or something, then,
That's awesome.
good to go. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Cool. And any future expansion? I mean, what's next on the pipe for Airsoft New Brunswick? Any big things coming down?
um, so yeah, basically AXP will continue to grow. We got games at Moncton Paintball, Outpost, which is a member owned field. We're
Mm.
gonna, hopefully be able to invest in that more and get that to expand more. Um, we used to have a really sick golf cart for it once upon a time that broke, but so hopefully we get a vehicle back because that was very fun. Um, I have been in discussions with it's very early to tell where this might go, but I have been in discussions with a landowner up um, near Moncton as well, and basically he's building out this, place that he plans on doing, some, like, Ren Fair stuff at. So he's been building it up for the last like year and a half, something like that. So he's got like full like buildings and everything he's building up for this, stuff. But he kind of reached out to me because he has all this lore and story ideas behind it where he wants to do not specifically just like medieval times, Renaissance, but he wants to do like modern events and stuff like that. So there's some potential for some, I'll say, role play heavy leaning airsoft events coming
Nice.
that might be at a location, that could be pretty cool. So
Awesome.
hopefully something comes out of that. Kind of give you idea if you're kind of looking at like Swamp Sniper, kind of some of his role play stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Something kind of along those lines is what
Very
we'd
cool.
be aiming for. So
Yeah. Oh, right on.
yeah, so hopefully that comes to fruition. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's very early stages right now. But yeah.
Well, it's been awesome. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us, and yeah,
Yeah, no,
hopefully,
that's been awesome, man. And yeah, I just want to say, yeah, it's good to see Airsoft Canada back and thriving and growing again. Cause also for me, yeah, let's say around 2019, Airsoft Canada was one of the main
yep,
spokes on the wheel of
yeah.
Canadian airsoft. So it is definitely good to see it coming back in full swing. And
Well, we're trying to get
yeah,
it back in full
definitely
swing.
here to support it, man. So yeah,
Oh, thank you very
awesome.
much. Thank you very much.
Cool.
All right. Well, it's great talking with you, Tony, and good luck to Airsoft New Brunswick. And we'll, like I said, we'll post links down below for the Facebook
Yeah.
page and any events coming up. We'll try to keep everybody informed.
For sure. Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Take care.